What's up, world? It's Zoo, back with my 2 cents. And last night was WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view, and we're here to give my 2 cents about what happened last night. So let's get right into it. The pre-show, Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax, which was pretty obvious on what was going to happen there. I mean, it's good to see Nia taking moves, not just giving them out like she was against the local competition every week. Alicia Fox actually got some offensive moves and actually made Nia look stronger, seeing as now that she was facing a former Divas champion, that it actually took a little bit more to beat her compared to what it would take to beat one of those local jobbers she's been facing. Moving on to the main show, the tag title match was up first, and did not realize that they had been holding the belts for today. Marks day number 400 of the New Day being the WWE World Tag Team Champions. I'm not going to do that whole thing, even though it's hilarious. I thought they were going to lose last night over Gallows and Anderson, the club. But once again, I was wrong, and the New Day pulled out the victory thanks to Xavier Woods and Francesca, the trombone. It's kind of interesting to see how they're going to lose the tag team titles, and who they're actually going to lose them to. Now, my best bet would have been Gallows and Anderson. There's not really very many teams on the Raw brand to commandeer the New Day and for the tag team titles. I mean, I guess Enzo and Cass maybe, or yeah, that's about it. Now that the Dudleys are gone. Let's see, moving on. What else happened? I guess we'll just cover the title matches up front. We had the Cruiserweight title match, Perkins versus Kendrick, and that was a great match. I enjoy the Cruiserweights, the new Cruiserweights, as you would put it, the new era of them. The 10 that they have are probably the 10 best Cruiserweights that they signed out of the 32. I mean, they could have signed some others, but we won't get into that. That's a whole nother video all in itself. But I was impressed with the match. I like it. I like TJ Perkins. They have Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick's from Washington, grew up in Olympia. It's just a good match, man. It was a really good match. Solid ending with the submission knee bar. So you can't go wrong with that. It wasn't the show stealer that I'm sure a lot of people thought was going to be. It was just a good match all around. Well, let's cover the other matches that were non-titles, because I feel like there was only 8 matches on this whole goddamn pay-per-view. Sami Zayn and Jericho, I was disappointed in that. I definitely felt like Sami Zayn should have got the win. Would have put him over more. Jericho's so established with his history that this win meant absolutely nothing to him, and all it did was hurt Sami Zayn even more to keep him down on the mid-card, which he should be in the main event fighting for the title. The Cesaro Sheamus Best of 7 final, which, oh my god, that dive Cesaro did where he landed right on his head. Man, that made me go, ooh! Overall, I thought the ending was good. You don't really see draws on a Best of 7 series, like with Booker and Benoit, and Booker and John Cena, and I think they did Booker and Benoit in WWE and WCW, as a matter of fact. But either way, I'm glad that it ended in a no contest. That way we could have another match and maybe throw like a steel cage or some kind of stipulation in there to make it more interesting. And they need to verify what title they're going to be getting, because I have a feeling it's going to be the U.S. title, not the Universal Championship. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's about eight matches on this card, because next up was the women's title. And that match was good. I enjoyed that match. Charlotte getting the win. I mean, the whole Dana Brooke thing kind of just shams a lot of stuff. I hate interference in matches. I like seeing good, clean finishes. I hate schnozzed. Charlotte winning, I mean, I'd rather have Charlotte the champ. She's a good heel. Makes you want to see her get her ass beat even more over Bayley or Sasha, or who else is on the Raw brand. SmackDown's got the better women's division, but we won't get into that either. So yeah, moving on from that, we have the U.S. title match. I knew Roman Reigns was going to win. It was about time to have a new U.S. champ. Rusev needs to be moved up in the card to main event style status matches, being on the Raw brand. He was U.S. champ for long enough. I'd like to see him get a shot at the belt. Say you eventually put the belt on, say, Rollins or Sami Zayn or something. I think Rusev would be a good challenger for them, going after the belt. Even though I wouldn't mind seeing Rusev versus Owens. That'd be a good match too. Moving on to the main event. This was the show stealer. These guys took and did everything they could possibly do to each other. And the match was it was a great solid match. Great fluid storytelling throughout the whole entire match from start to finish. Kind of on the edge of my seat, was hoping to see Triple H or maybe even Brock Lesnar / Goldberg. You know, it's kind of is what it is. Having the referee go down and then Jericho interfere and then another referee come down right in time for Owens to hit the pump-up powerbomb and get the win. I mean, it all adds to the whole Rollins-Stephanie McMahon storyline. Don't be surprised if Rollins attacks Foley or does something crazy tonight on Raw. Overall, it was an alright pay-per-view. Compared to Backlash, SmackDown's pay-per-view was just a little bit better. There was no real feeling to the matches like there was on Backlash. Their next outing is Hell in the Cell, so we'll see how that goes, seeing as they get the gimmick pay-per-view and SmackDown gets No Mercy. So we'll see how those two play out. Overall, I'd give it about a 7.5 out of 10 on the show. Could have been better, could have been worse. So give it for what it's got. You know, I'm Zoo. It's been my 2 cents. And I'll catch you after No Mercy. Doses.